How's it going, guys? Salty Uchiha, 1/3 of the Golden Triangle, Anime Late Night Podcast, Anime Late Night Podcast 2, TOO, Anime Late Night Podcast Gaming, all plugs in, let's go in. Wow, that that gaming channel threw me off there a little bit. Alright, guys, so this right here is really more of a speculation video. That's it's just something I've been thinking about lately. Episode 77 was telling in a lot of ways, and we're going to explore that over the next week or so. Some of the things that I saw, maybe you saw the same thing, maybe you didn't, but we're going to kind of discuss some of the things that I was able to absorb from the episode and try to see if I can articulate it in a way that people can at least see where I'm coming from. If you disagree with it, that's fine. That's it's cool. But if you do agree with it, then great. All right, so is Goku taking on some of the traits of Goku Black? I don't mean Goku Black's philosophy. I don't mean that at all. Okay? I'm really talking about more of the fighting philosophy and whatnot. What we saw with Goku Black, well, first off, let's talk about Goku Black a little bit. Goku Black was the villain that we kind of always wanted. If anybody who's been following Dragon Ball Z for a long time, Goku Black was what we've been waiting for. I mean, besides Taurus, who was impressive, you know what I mean, for the most part, and we got to see what would Goku be like if he was evil. Goku Black actually satisfies that curiosity and a whole lot more. You know what I mean? And the thing is about Goku Black that makes him special, and I think is what shot him up in the character rankings as one of the most beloved characters in the series. And I think I can say that because I'm a big fan of Goku Black. Is his savagery with the fighting style, with his fighting philosophy. It's very much someone who's trying to understand his abilities and yet willing to succumb to his instincts. So it's almost like a form of controlled chaos. He's trying to fundamentally understand the anatomy of the body that he's in, and understand the powers, but while at the same time allowing the feeding into his own instinct and kind of just letting go, just letting it be natural. So, like I said, that's why I call it like a form of controlled chaos. I'm wondering, is Goku doing the exact same thing? Because theoretically, Goku is different. Goku is more, I'm going to go off my instincts, but at the same time, he has very good technique. He has very good form and whatnot. And though he enjoys battle, I don't think he allows his instincts to fully take over and embrace, and like the more savage side or the Saiyan side really take over and whatnot. Not like how Goku Black did. I don't think anybody has really ever done it that way. Maybe Vegeta early on in Z, but it's hard to say. But seeing what Goku was willing to go through in episode 77, with Beerus threatening him, the way he essentially was, trying to goat Vegeta into coming with him to go and train. A lot of what he did in that episode was uncharacteristic, and it's ironic because Bulma herself pointed a lot of that out. That, you seem very uncharacteristic right now. Like, why? Not she didn't actually say, why are you doing this? But it's very out of your character to be doing this. So, it made me think. And then like I said, like, he respects Beerus and whatnot. And usually I would think he's compliant when Beerus asks him to do something. But he was dead set on wanting this tournament. Dead set. And as I've said in previous videos, shameless plug, I need to start really using the annotations, I know, where I had spoken about how Goku was like, I'm all about what I want and that's it, and I don't really care about anything else. if you're willing to if you're willing to be erased, you know what I'm saying, from existence over a tournament, there's something up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I think Goku's personality is very much changing. Where, like, for example, Goku Black represents a Goku who I want it, I'm going to take it. Period. You know what I mean? I want it, I'm going to take it. Now, Goku has always very much been, has kind of had that trait a little bit, but he's always been a bit more respectful about it. He's been a bit more, I don't know. He's shown a bit more, what's the word? I guess self-control maybe. But you know what I mean? He's been known to be a bit more patient. In the last couple of episodes, but episode 77 in particular, he's been a lot more brash about what he wants. He's way more impatient, which is something Whis said when Goku asked him to take him to the Supreme Kai's after he left Zeno's palace. Even Whisk himself said, what's going on? What's the rush for? You know what I'm saying? Why are you in such a hurry? Why are you being so impatient? Which is ironic because it sounds something more like what you would expect from Vegeta, who's incredibly impatient, who's this and that and the third. And we've seen he's actually a bit more laid back. I think the training from Beerus and Whisk has benefited Vegeta a whole lot more than it has Goku. Not necessarily from a strength standpoint, for sure. Technique-wise, for sure. Not necessarily from a strength standpoint, but more from a mindset standpoint. But we'll save that for another time, another day. But as it pertains to some of the traits that Goku's taking on, Goku Black was extremely savage, extremely upfront with what his approach was. And even though Zamasu is supposed to be a genius, and he's a very strong and crafty thinker, he really did allow himself to succumb to the Saiyan side of him, which became a lot more brutal, a lot more straightforward, and whatnot. But at the same time, he had some restraints, but they were slipping, and there was a scene where he was talking to Zamasu at their little cabin that they had, and where he says that he even though having the immortal body or having immortality in general would be great, this body's all I want. This is all I really, really want. This power in itself is all I want. And he's like, the way I feel my growth happening and in the surge, and this is just me interpreting some of what he said. He didn't actually say these things. But the thrill that this body gives me when I'm in battle and whatnot, it's almost, he was very much starting to lose his rationality and whatnot in it. And I think that's the reason why he extended the fights when he did. And for as long as he did. Not only was he trying to get the Zenkai boost, I made a video about that, so has Geekdom. So has a lot of people, actually. Well, no, I guess really it was just Geekdom and a few others, including myself. But not just the Zenkai boost before Goku Black even understood what a Zenkai boost was, but it was the thrill of battle is what has him grasped and whatnot. But whereas Goku Black was thirsty for it, Goku is starting to become more and more obsessed with it. And to the point now where he's willing to sacrifice other people to get it. And he doesn't even realize it. You know what I mean? He doesn't even realize it. Yeah, it's supposed to be just a simple martial art tournament, but at the same time, granted though too, it also explains that Goku didn't understand the situation when they had that galactic table and they were playing that game where they were basically destroying the planets. Goku didn't understand what that was. He probably didn't even notice it. All he cared about was that tournament and whatnot. He didn't understand that there was millions of lives being destroyed right in front of him in the form of a game. He probably could care less either way. And these are some of the situations that are starting to become problems. But I think as it pertains to the Goku Black situation, I think in some ways that's what we're seeing. We're seeing Goku slowly but surely absorb some of Goku Black's traits and incorporate it into himself. In turn, making him a much more savage fighter, but at the same time, it's making him a lot more dangerous to the people who are around him. As Beer said, you being so naive is starting to turn, you may very well evolve into a menace. You know what I mean? And as it pertains to the universe, to all universes in some way, shape, or form. And for as brash and as somewhat childish as Beerus is at times, he at the same time, he's always dropped gems as it pertains to wisdom. And this right here was just another example, another piece of proof of that. So is Goku slowly but surely merging, no pun intended, merging and slowly maybe even becoming Goku Black? What are your thoughts? Just another one of these random videos I have. I'll try to make a playlist for this. Call it speculations. I don't know if I call it a theory, but I definitely might just call it a speculation. But tell me what you guys think. And there's the buzzard, so you know what that means. It's time to eat. And salty chia, man. I'll holler at y'all later. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Peace.